something inside that we need so much. The sight of a touch, or the scent of a sound, or the strength of an oak with roots deep in the ground. The wonder of flowers to be covered and then to burst up through tarmac to the sun again, or to fly to the sun without burning a wing, to lie in a meadow and hear the grass sing, to have all these things in our memories hoard, and to use them to help us to find.
Well, to be honest, it seemed a lot more amusing opening with that last night about 4 a.m. But that was the Moody Blues with a song called Ride My Seesaw, and you're listening to The Tube. Hello, my name's Pete. Welcome to my house. Come in, have a seat, help yourselves to crisps. There's a lot of sweets in that. More about that later on. But in the meantime, we've got maybe 3 hours of rock and roll. Yeah, why the hell not? It's the Urban Love House Rock and Roll Show, live on The Tube. Yes!
Get some cheese, rock, 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 rock on high
Well, if it ain't Bell's Hill Party Starters, the Jesus and Mary chain there with Blues from a Gun, which followed the Ramones Rock and Roll High School from the Rock and Roll High School soundtrack, by the way, here on the Urban Love Ulcer Rock and Roll Show. Yes, the Rock and Roll Party, you're all invited. Come in, have a seat, help yourselves to crisps. There's drinks, well, there's water and one beer, and they've got some sweets and all that kind of stuff. For God's sake, they'll watch the paint. It's still wet out in the hall, and there's boxes everywhere, obviously. You can maybe rest your feet on them. Anyway, what's going on? People are giving me gifts in the chat room. Dr. Logic, what kind man? Give me gifts in the chat room. Why is this happening? Why is this happening already? It's very much appreciated, though. Well, they say it's my birthday. It is my birthday. Happy birthday to me. Yes, I'm going to just play loads of my favourite songs as a treat to myself. You can also take part. It's the Urban Love Ulcer Rock and Roll Birthday Party Special. You can see all the guests are here already. Tell your friends what's going on at Urban Love Ulcer on Twitter. It's a good place to start. There's Periscope links. It's all that. It's all that and more. Yeah, happy birthday to me. That was the Beatles, their birthday. It's my birthday, day 22. Never thought this day would come. Getting old, you know what I mean? Oh, it's terrible. Anyway, thank you very much for your kind wishes, everyone. We've got a chat room full of cool people assembling for this. There we love also birthday special. It's not that special. But we've got Fool and the Gang fame. She's on an alternate station right after this show. More about that later on. Dr. Logic has already donated money, as you can do in the Tube chat room or on the tube.com. Yeah, so I appreciate it. I'll spend it all on biscuits and that. You can have some too if you're in local and that. Anaheim over in Kokomo, and a cool chick indeed. Gravula, my dear. And of course Hobbs himself. You may have caught him on Wednesday night here on the Tube with his excellent scenes. Yeah, he helps me get on air every fucking week. It's amazing, and I shouldn't really swear this early in the show, but you know, I've been locked in the house for 2 days with the painters, even though it's my birthday. It's been very strange. I've inhaled a lot of gloss. I don't know what's going on. My eyes hurt. There's blood coming out my nostrils. What's going on? It's the Urban Love Ulcer Rock and Roll Show. That's what's going on. So it's my birthday and that, you know, so I can play Iron Maiden and no one complains. But I've been stuck in the house for 2 days with painters and stuff. But my God, you can probably see the glow coming from my hall. It's white through there. It's really white. Not in a racist way, though, I'd like to say. This is the Urban Love House, a rock and roll show here live from Glasgow on the Tube.com. We're also on Periscope.com. Is it Periscope.com? I don't know. I'll put a link on it with my Twitter feed anyway. And we're on YouTube and we're on Twitch. And we're on, what's it called? All those audio-only ones that no one likes to talk about. But they do happen. Audio people, why don't you give me a shout or something like that? So yeah, there's so many people I need to say hello to, but I will get through you all. There's 3 hours of Urban Lovers rock and roll show tonight. So yes, let's reflect on how youthful I still am.
Well, a young man
like me,
he ain't got nothing in the world.
It's true, what with Brexit and all.
I said a young man ain't got nothing in the world these days. In the old days, when a young man was a strong man, all the people stepped back when a young man walked by. Nowadays, well, it's the old man's got all the money, and a young man got nothing in the world these days. Nowadays, if you're the young man, they ain't got nothing in the world these days.
So that's true for us youngsters out there like me. Well, for us youngsters like me, when we get what's waiting for us when we get older, when we leave school. You know what I mean? I can't remember how old I said I was at the start of the show. It's my birthday today anyway. Let's just forget about numbers. Let's be honest. Anyway, hello to Periscope people. Hello Periscope people. Hello Jungle Groove over there in sunny California. Well, actually blooming burning hot California. Hope you're doing all right over there, and everyone over there, take care. And big shout to First Super Heart, and big shout to Mars of Mine. That's Andy over there in Venice, Italy. Another place troubled by troublesome weather of late. I hope all you people are staying all right. It's important, because then we can't rock. You know what I mean? If we're sheltering from such inclement weather. Indeed, I'm sheltering from paint fumes myself, so at times I may delve into talking bollocks and playing really random songs out of place.
Attitude, boy, you got my baby attitude.
curtains near the station. Black roof country, no gold pavement, tired starlings. Silver horses ran down moonbeams in your dark eyes. Dawnlight smile on you leaving my contentment. I'll wait in this place where the sun never shines. Wait in this place where the shadows run from themselves. You said no strings could secure you at the station. Platform ticket, restless diesels, goodbye windows. I walked into such a sad time at the station. As I walked out, felt my own need just beginning. I wait in the queue when the trains come back. Lie with you where the shadows run from themselves. At the party, she was kindness in the hard crowd. Consolation for the old wound now forgotten. Yellow tigers crouched in jungles in her dark eyes. She's just dressing goodbye windows, tired starling. I'll sleep in this place with the lonely crowd. Lie in the dark where the shadows run from themselves.
Yeah, I was just saying that. Talking to some imaginary guest. I was just saying it was almost like Eric Clapton, Ginger Baker and Jack Bruce knew that tonight on the Urban Love Ulcer's 72nd birthday I would be inhaling these paint fumes. The hall's looking actually, I'm just looking at the hall and the white room. I thought it'd be applying quite well to it, although there's still considerable amounts of magnolia patches and that strange brown stain that was here when I moved in. Nothing to do with me, potential buyers, I want to point out. So Twitter's gone crazy, it would turn out, at Urban Love Ulcer at thetube.com, where you can get in touch. We've had Darth back over there in Middlesbrough. We've had Anaheim putting an amusing touch on my artwork for tonight's show. Great tweet, Hannah. Thank you very much. Fool and the gang, Kate Fame over there in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Hobbs in Manchester, an incredibly talented and skilled man, riding high in the track source charts alongside G-Bass, like two cowboys, kind of. Big shout to, I can't read, my contact lenses aren't really fitting very well tonight, is Liz with a heart of gold. Yes, it's clearly Liz. Timothy P. Green in Georgia, Fantastic Jungle Groove in California, Carla, Lexi, Andy in Venice, Crivens, Help My Bob, I'm an old man, it would seem, but everyone's having a good time, and that's good enough for me. It's the Urban Love Rock and Roll Show, here on the Tube, youth, talent, but you're tuned into this? I don't know.
How he kick it in the head when he reached 25. That speed jive, don't wanna stay alive when you're 25. Wendy's stealing clothes from Marks and Sparks, and Freddy's got spots from ripping off stars from his face. The funky little boat race. The television man is crazy, singing where juvenile delinquent wrecks. Like, man, I need a TV when I've got T-Rex. Hey, mister, you guessed, I'm a dude, Dad. The young dude. Hey, dude. Carry the news. Where are you? Stand up. Carry the news. Oh, the young dude. I want to hear you. Carry the news. I want to see you. I want to talk to you. All of you. She looks sweet 'cause he dresses like a queen, but he can kick like a mule. It's a real mean team, but we can love. Oh, we got love. Brother's back at home with his Beatles and his Stones. We never got it off on his revolution stuff. What a drive, too many snags. Drunk a lot of wine and I'm feeling fine. Gotta race some cat to bed. There's a concrete all around in my head. Just in my head. Yeah, I'm a dude, Dad. Oh, the young dude. Hey, dudes. Carry the news. Where are ya? Boogaloo-doo. Stand up. Carry the news. Oh, the young dude. I want to hear ya. Carry the news. I want to see you. Boogaloo-doo. I want to relate. Carry the news. Oh, the young dude. What news? Carry the news. Let's hear the news. Come on. Boogaloo-doo. I want to kick you. Carry the news. Hey, you there. Oh, the young dude. With the glasses. Carry the news. I want you. I want you at the front. Carry the news. Now you're the strength. Now you bring it down. 'Cause I want it. Carry the news. I want it right here. Bring it. Come on. Bring it. Here you go. I wanted to do this for years. There you go.
That's Mother Hoople there. Hey, dudes, hey you with the glasses. It's got David Bowie in it too. Oh, it's coming back in.
year for me and you. Another year with nothing to do. Now last year I was 21. I didn't have a lot of fun. And now I'm gonna be 22. I say oh my and a boo-hoo. Yeah, now I'm gonna be 22. Oh my and a boo-hoo. Well, it's 1969, okay? All across the USA. It's another year for me and you. Another year with nothing to do. And it's 1969. And it's 1969. And it's 1969, baby. It's 1969, baby. It's 1969. It's 1969. It's 1969. It's 1969. It's 1969, baby.
Well, last year I was 41. Now I'm going to be 42. Oh my boo-hoo. I'm sorry, just saying. The Stooges there. It's my birthday. Hello, Pete. Happy birthday. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for coming. It's thetube.com. There's crisps in that. Dig in. Dig in. Or even tell your friends what's going on Twitter, Facebook and stuff, and maybe they'll come along. I'll give a shout to some Facebook people. I'll give a shout to Paul Darnger and Vince Raven. Cool people indeed. And I give a shout to I had a big thing and it's all gone. It's all gone, yeah. Arnold Nelson, legend of swang, and White Label Will, and Hobbs, and Harry Von Stacks, and lots of people, Marek Cairns, Az McGregor, Lewy McGregor, and Nessie and Stevie Moss, among others. I'll get to the rest of you soon. There's a lot to get through tonight. I've actually got a full review of the MC50 gig that I went to, with surprise support from Michael Monroe. More about that later on. I've also got some death. I've also got some non-death. Oh, well, the mind boggles, doesn't it? Here's the Yardbirds. I've also got some new music from 2018. In fact, from today, which I will play after the Yardbirds. Maybe.
It's all gone, reason why you make me wanna know more if you wanna know. I love you so, I don't wanna let you go. I'm so alone, I'm gonna make you see. So alone, if you really love me, I'm so alone. Be your turn to laugh, so alone. You wish you never realized. You go hate your mind, but you ain't gonna find any more my kind.
Well, that was Jane's Addiction there with Being Caught Stealing. I can't mind what was before that. But then there's a lot of paint fumes in here, and I've got a bit of a sore head, even though it's my birthday. It's there with us, the Rock and Roll Show. Big shout to people on Periscope. We've got Mark Goodridge is in there. He says, Hotbury mods and rockers, let's not fight tonight. Let's have a drink and be friends. It's a good shout. And all the young 48-year-old dudes. And Original Revolution, who's enjoying a bit of psychedelic and punk together. The truth is, I think if all these psychedelic sorts, all these punk sorts maybe got together, it would be quite a ruckus indeed. Anyway, you know, sometimes I like to delve into the current time, and it's 2018, people are telling me, and the band Starcrawler have been actually playing from the start of their career, and now they're pretty big, and I think they're actually coming to the end of their tour. It's been a very successful tour, but they released a new single, like literally about 3 hours ago. Do you want to hear it? Well, here it is. It's called Hollywood Ending. I've not even actually heard it myself. I just downloaded it and assumed it might be alright. Sometimes you got to gamble if you want to stay on top of the game.
It broke my heart when you left me. I was so shattered I could hardly see. A year went by and you took my friend. How was I to know? You said you cared, but you lied in my face. You played a game, making lots of mistakes. I gave my
that was a band called Nirvana, Whatever Happened to Them. And before that we had Starcrawler with their brand new flippin' hot single, which was called Hollywood Ending. What did you think of that, people? Anna Hyman or Chatham, she's in Coco Mandela. She said it sounded a bit like Veruca Salt. That was a very good shout. I was actually trying to think what it sounded a bit like. A bit more polished sound, I would suggest, than their previous work. But then they've just done a mad too. They're probably all learning how to play. They're only young, like me. To say it was my birthday, it is. Anyway. Yes, again, so Scottish Smithy is Johnson Chatham over there in Wisconsin. Yes, sir. He's actually Scottish too, which is cool, obviously. Well, most of the time. Here's The Damned. Neat. Neat. Neat.
Be a doll, be a baby doll. It can be found out anyway. It can be found no way at all. Just a man can sympathize. He can't uphold his distant laws. The uniform on night today. I got a feeling.
Fire, we had The Damned, and then we had Led Zeppelin, The Land of Ice and Snow, the Immigrant Song. That goes out to Fool and Anna, who are both freezing their tits off, quite literally. Don't know why there's such a cold snap of this, really mild here. And then there's other places that are flooding. There's huge fires in other parts of the world. There's definitely nothing wrong with the weather thing and like global warming and nothing. Hey, it's all some huge hoax, surely. Anyway, some people think that. Anyway, it's great to have you all here. Hello to Jester too, who's joined us in the chat room on the tube.com, and everyone on Periscope. Hello, positive bees. I had a pet bee once. It was a bumblebee, and it was sitting there, and it was all tired and huffing and puffing. I gave it a wee spoon of sugared water, and I was going to train it up, but it ran away. Terrible. Anyway, I'm playing some of my favourite song because it's my birthday. Here's a band called The Oblivions with a song called Vietnam War Blues with some very, very aggressive piano playing in it.
you, boy. You know, I think I might be so lonesome I could die.
roots, but I'm not such a bad boy. Oh no. I love you, yeah. I love you, yeah. I love you, yeah. I love you, yeah. I love you, yeah.
Hey, what a freak out. So we had the Oblivions with Vietnam War Blues. Fantastic. What an aggressive piano bit going on there. And I followed that with, despite some questionable synthesizers and inclusions, maybe one of Mark Bolan and T-Rex's most underrated songs, I think. I did a cover of it earlier this year, actually, which I never released. It was terrible. It was called The Soul of My Suit. It's like kind of the point where Mark Bolan's starting to get a bit chubby and stuff, and maybe a bit too much inward thinking going on. And then he ploughed into that tree. It's pretty tragic, really. Now, talk of tragedy, a lot of people are saying Joe Perry from Aerosmith's dead. He's not dead at all. You tweeted earlier on today, he's alright, he had a bit of a scare. Yes, he's old. He's 70 or something, isn't he? Nearly as old as me. Anyway, he was at a gig and he was like, oh. Anyway, he's reported he's fine, he's up, he's sitting up, he's eating, he's watching telly. Joe Perry is not dead. And I'm going to play Back in the Saddle just to emphasise the fact Joe Perry's not dead. And also it vaguely relates to Red Dead Redemption 2, which is probably the reason this show's as disorganised as it is this week. Anyway, get well soon, Joe Perry. We want to see your miserable face playing some kind of cool riffs in that somewhere in America at some point soon. I don't think he's listening. I don't think Brad Whitford listens to this show.
Crazy horse saloon.
did it want, did it, did it want, did it want, did it want. The little gal, they're as sweet as she can be. I know she's in love with me. Lovely thing, she's so pretty. She live way down in did it want, did it, did it want, did it want, did it want. Ain't no town, ain't no city. Whoa, how they love in did it want, did it. Time. Gonna drive me out of my mind. Any day she says she ready. Hey, right back, tell did it want, did it, did it want, did it want, did it want.
Well, we had Aerosmith featuring Still Alive fame. Joe Perry is the guitarist. There's people saying he's dead on Twitter. It's not true. It's not. Well, I hope it's still not true. Touch wood. Stay sharp, Joe. And the following with Captain Beefheart and his magic band, nonetheless, with the classic Diddy Wah Diddy, which is actually quite hard to get in digital format, as it turns out, but I've got it here, of course. So to talk in a chat room about William Shatner, as often the case. I got banned from his website once. It's a long story. And I was banned from Joss Whedon's website. I think a lot of us are banned, but we all end up here together on the tube, which is nice. So I give a shout out to some more Facebook people. I want to give a big shout out to Anish K. What a cool man. He was approving of my artwork earlier on. Big shout out to Eric Kiel over in the Netherlands, and also Arnold Nelson. And I had a list there. I've got a list. Michelle Adams, Matt Hoban, and Nina Moss and Stevie Moss. Like my t-shirt, Kunst Fabric Studio. Look into it on Twitter, people. Good clothing, good design and art. Vince Raven, Ian Fays, Babis Morgus, Jean Loop, Chris McDonald in Glasgow, Shane Jesus Fernandez, Raymond Van Oosterhout, hope I'm saying that correct, and Lynn Maccabee, also in Glasgow. Quality. Here's some reckless indie for you.
Vibrations in the brain can't ever be explained.
got a monkey on my back. I got to push and pull high like a whip, drive my Cadillac. I got medication, honey, I got a wings to fly. I got horses to fuzzy like a bee on a blind people eye. Push and pull with me, funky jam is free. What the life you're talking, honey, stretch your boom stuff. Come on, I'm yours, you're mine. Give me more of that jailbird. I'm yours, you're mine. Give me more of that jailbird. I'm yours, you're mine. Give me more of that jailbird. I'm yours, you're mine. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Come on in my kitchen, I got hot, head so for grease. But just shake your hips, let it rip, and let it spit free. Ride on, baby, ride on, let your crazy hustlers give it all you got when you're hot to trot away, bye-bye to the blues. Shake it to the east, shake it to the west. Shake it with the very one that you love best. Come on, I'm yours, you're mine. Give me more of that jailbird. I'm yours, you're mine. Give me more of that jailbird. I'm yours, you're mine. Give me more of that jailbird. I'm yours, you're mine. Yeah, 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 all right.
Well, we had Ride with Twisterella from the album Going Blanket from 1992, possibly. I followed that up with the remix version of the original Memphis recording of Jailbird by Primal Scream. There was a lot of people in our chat room talking about TV shows that have been axed. Indeed, while I'm on air tonight, I'm missing a lot of good TV on my birthday of all days. Lions versus Hippo was on earlier on. I missed that, and the song remains the same on now. What a treat. But aside from that, Primal Scream, The Lost Memphis Tapes, a documentary about the making of the original Memphis recording zone. Unfortunately, I have recorded it, so I'll watch it later on. But yeah, basically they did their album Give Out But Don't Give Up in 1994, and it was, yeah, they went to America and they pretty much got busted and they had to come back and do it. But they originally wanted to do it like the Stones did, you know, Excel Main Street and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, not to worry, I am here providing amazing quality rock and roll music for you, the people of Earth, on this, the Urban Love Hustlers Rock and Roll Birthday. Here's Taj Mahal.
You got to dig it, babe. Yes, yes, you know the devils couldn't hold more love that I have in my heart for you. If I could spread it out across the sea, you know my love would cover it all up. Ain't that a lot of love for two hearts to have and hold? Now if the cooks in the kitchen had a dress as tight as yours, they wouldn't need a
get some.
Yeah, baby.
Sitting in class waiting for a time to pass by. I and some girl are getting mad at the world. And when I'm out for the day, I meet some nice thing on my way. I say, if you're free, come along with me. When I get too close and the feeling comes over me, I gotta get some. On the beach when it's just out of reach, all the girls gather around. You know they're digging my sign, holding hands in the sand, getting wet, getting tan. I'm so ready to go, my mind's gonna blow. When I get too close and the feeling comes over me, I gotta get some. In the night when the feeling's right and the band is playing, you know that out of sight I'm dancing with my girl and we're both uptight. I know it can't be wrong the way she turns me on. When I get too close and the feeling comes over me, I gotta have mine. After hours and we're hanging around, digging sounds, a crowded pad with side of somebody's town. Too late for home, I know I ought to phone, but what can anybody say when you're feeling this way? When I get too close and the feeling comes over me, I gotta get some. I gotta get some.
So we had Taj Mahal, we're feeling that a lot of love. Followed that with The Bold, with Gotta Get Some. Sort of means the same zone. Oh, they didn't Stairway to Heaven. I heard it a few times. Good though, good. Anyway, what was I going to talk about? Oh yeah, last weekend. It's the MC50 gig, wasn't it? You know, me and the Hallions and that, heading along to see one of the greatest bands, but kind of one of the greatest bands of all time, one member of the greatest bands of all time, with a selection of session musicians. And it was Wayne Kramer from the MC5, right? But you had the bass player, Faith No More. And he had Kim Thile from Soundgarden playing guitar, and some boy from Fugazi playing drums. I don't know who the singer was, but he was pretty good, and he was very much like the singer of the MC5, and it was a really good show. And Michael Monroe, formerly of Hanoi Rocks, was supporting, which was, I got to say, it was pretty cool. They did look a bit like Goldie Hawn. More about that in a second, but I'm going to play the MC5, the original band, when there was the 4 other members involved, with Call Me Animal, because it was a right good night, and there was some animalistic behaviour, particularly from Neil Haddon of the Hallions. So, me and Ian Cahoon of the Crazy Cahoon Brothers fame, and Neil Hannon and the Hallions, we went to see the MC50th with Wayne Kramer and a selected session musicians, and it was a really good night, actually, and we did a tweet. A picture Neil Hannon and the Hallions did one, and Wayne Kramer retweeted it himself and liked it, which was pretty cool, you know what I mean? But supporting the MC50, as they were calling themselves, and there was only 5 of them, was Michael Monroe, formerly of Hanoi Rocks. Now, I don't really know much about Michael Monroe Hanoi Rocks, but he's actually a pretty cool guy, and he was very much on the sort of, in LA, right, in the 80s, there was kind of, well, metal in general. There was 2 ways you could go. There was kind of like the sort of hair metal thing that was happening in LA, and then there was the kind of new wave of British heavy metal with like Iron Maiden and a lot of sullen people wearing denim jackets with patches on the back. 2 branches going off in different directions. Michael Monroe, although he's actually from like Scandinavia, was very much in the sort of LA hair metal thing, but he's like a very good looking man. Like, well, he's quite feminine looking actually, but you should see him now. He looks like Goldie Hawn, right? He genuinely does. In fact, he's maybe a bit prettier than Goldie Hawn is now. But we were sitting there and watched him, and a lot of people didn't know who he was, right? And they're like, this guy says like Goldie Hawn's really let herself go, isn't she? But I tell you, he was kick-ass, and he was climbing on top of the speakers, and he's 60 odd, and he was doing more rock and roll stuff than any of you people know, or I. And what a cool man. So yeah, we got a Rock Like Fuck t-shirt to honour Michael Monroe, and I closed the set with a cover of Creedence Clearwater Revival's what's it called, Up Around the Bend, and it was a kind of punk rock version. It's pretty good, kind of punk rock hair metal, if you can imagine. Anyway, here's the original version, because I don't have any Hanoi Rocks. That would have been really actually a good follow-up to an interesting gig story, but never mind.
There's a place up ahead and I'm going just as fast as my feet can fly. Come away if you're going. Leave the sinking ship behind. Come on the rising wind. We're going up around the bend. Ooh. Bring a song and a smile for the banjo. Better get wild and get you right to the end of the highway where the neon's turning to wood. Come on the rising wind. We're going up around the bend. Ooh. You can ponder perpetual motion. Fix your mind on a crystal day. Always down for good conversation. There's an ear for what you say. Come on the rising wind. We're going up around the bend. Around the bend.
Sorry, I was just doing something else there. So that was Creedence Clearwater Revival with Up Around the Bend, which Michael Monroe and his band played when they were supporting the MC50th last Saturday, which was a right good night, I would say. I don't know if they're still doing some shows. I'm sure they are. If you get a chance, you should go along. Really good to see some of these songs played by a live band. Anyway, I'm just enjoying some US chocolate treats. My friend Joe and Jay Zan over there in Boston, they've sent me some all sorts of treats from America. I've got Hershey's Gold Peanuts and Pretzels. That looks good. It's a bit melted though. And I've got some Reese's Outrageous Pieces, which is like a toffee crisp but with Smarties in it and nuts. Not bad. Anyway, thank you to Joe and Jay for the fantastic treats. Now, when I was coming back from the MC50, right, me and Neil Hannon and Ian were wanting some food, and they were about half cut, you know what I mean? It was reckless rock and roll scenes with the Hellions, obviously, and assorted friends. And we walk along, and there's a flipping Taco Bell. We don't have Taco Bell normally. This country is like Burger King or McDonald's. That's pretty much our Subway or Pizza Hut, right? There was a Taco Bell. I've never been to Taco Bell in my life. And I've often discussed with like Anna, who's one of our regular listeners in the chat. She's over in Indiana. We're talking about Taco Bell. I was like, Anna, quick, what should I get? What should I get? She goes, a beef burrito. So I got a beef burrito. And I've got to say, it kind of looked like a soiled nappy a little bit, or a diaper, as you call it in America. Not very appetising, but it was full of kind of cheese and mince, which was good enough for me. Anyway, one excuse, as I finally had my first burrito, to play the Flying Burrito Brothers, who are an excellent country rock kind of act, involving former members of the Byrds and such, like Graham Parsons and people.
Ahora una disco nuevo de la compañía AM, un disco fenomenal, un disco que me gusta mucho, es un disco con los fantastic Flying Burrito Brothers.
It's a lazy day. I'm down with nothing else to do. It's a crazy day. I got a thing that I wanna try with you. Now, baby, don't go away. Please don't slow my lazy day. Now, isn't it better
So it's Urban Love Ulcer Rock and Roll Show here on the Tube every Friday. People are getting in touch with me on Twitter at Urban Love Ulcer. I should really keep on top of it. Every time I go back there's like 50 missed tweets. Big shout to Kuntz Fabric Studio. This t-shirt's from them. Isn't it stylish? Speak to them. They'll sort something out for you. Big shout to Amos Kalapa, who's coming to the Tube quite soon actually. Look forward to that. And a big shout to Fool, who's tweeting away like crazy. And Exomen over there in France. And Timothy P. Green, who says he sent me some hot sauce. I don't know what that was for. There's a lot of hot sauce going on today. Maybe it's the paint. I don't know. Oh, Twitter's crashed. Anyway, we're having fun. Baxter in my house here says a bit of country, and is that fine with me? Indeed, we had the Flying Burrito Brothers on I had a burrito the other week. Gotta say, it didn't give me the most awful diarrhea though. Here's the Velvet Underground live in 1969. I can play these things, it's my birthday. Happy birthday, Pete. It's the Urban Love Ulcer Rock and Roll Show.
Upside down, let it be.
approximately 4 people clapped. That's the greatest live album that was ever made. The Velvet Underground Live 1969, What Goes On. A fantastic keyboard improvisation by Doug Yule, who doesn't get many mentions when it comes to Velvet Underground. He was very much involved and loaded in the third album. And he doesn't get the credit. There's free Doug Yule. He's not in jail, but he doesn't get much credit. Anyway, look that album out. It's pretty good. So, you notice there's boxes and stuff going about because painters were in today. Big shout to Mark, the painter, by the way. He's doing a good job with some difficult walls. Moving house, right? So, at some point soon, and I was thinking it might be next week, I might not be able to be on for a couple of months, but actually it might be the week after that. So I had all these songs lined up, like some kind of farewell, like when the music's over and stuff, but I don't have time for them, and I think I'm going to be on next week anyway, and Fool's on after me on Fool.com anyway, so it's all fine, and the music is certainly not over. In fact, it's very much got a good hour left, which means it's not even my birthday anymore. Thank fuck. What a terrible day. Here's the Osric Tentacles, Sploosh. That's what the song's actually called. You'll notice some kind of water-based noises to it. It's not my stomach. Although it could be, actually. That chippy last night. Oofed. And actually that lasagna this evening. Ugh. Actually, have I eaten anything the last week that hasn't made me feel incredibly unwell? Yes. Reese's Outrageous Pieces Bar. 9 out of 10, ladies and gentlemen, on the Urban Love Ulcer snack chart. You're listening to the Urban Love Ulcer Rock and Roll Show live across the world on the Chewb.com. At least for the moment. Sploosh, indeed. That was this psychedelic sounds of the Osric Tentacles here live on the Tube. My name's Peter Howard. It was my birthday yesterday. I had quite a good time. I had all these people around in my house watching me freak out to this bizarre rock and roll sounds. It was pretty good. It was live on like Periscope and not Facebook, Twitch and YouTube and the Tube.com and Chew TV and the TuneIn app and the Radio Net casting out to everyone. So, Fleetwood Mac, are they not doing a tour or something? They've reformed again. Who cares? Does anyone know who's going out with who now? I don't know. Is Stevie Nicks still doing that thing with a straw? It's bad for the ocean, straws these days, aren't you? You can't really get away with that stuff anymore. Anyway, Fleetwood Mac have released a box set today called Fleetwood Mac 50 Years Don't Stop. Right, so they could have stopped after Peter Green left. That would have been pretty good. To be honest, I'm not really in their later stuff. Some of it's alright. I know some people are like, what, Pete? Come on, man. But it's, you know, Peter Green, he's one of the great blues guitarists. And then they kind of went off into their harmony singing Moonlight Shadow, No Thanks. Anyway, they've released this box set, and I'm pleased to say it actually features a remarkable amount of Peter Green material, including this. It's just out today. This is brand flipping new, ladies and gentlemen. This MP3 is literally no more than 23 hours old. Still warm. Maybe just my computer overheating. Anyway, this is the mono in 2018 version of Oh Well, featuring Peter Green and no Stevie Nicks and no straws. I'm pleased to see oceanographicers out there. That's not even a word. Anyway, this is brand new. Enjoy it. It's almost like a current hit.
About the shape I'm in, I can't sing, I ain't pretty, and my legs are thin. But don't ask me what I think of you, I might not give the answers that you want me to. Oh, well. Now when I talked to God, I knew he'd understand. He said, stick by me and I'll be your guiding hand. But don't ask me what I think of you, I might not give the answer that you want me to. Tune, was it? Anyway, that was Oh Well in mono. My panpipes are packed away, unfortunately. I've got to say,
As a younger man, I was always troubled by the stereo separation of the original recording of Oh Well, although the original was obviously in mono, but the more recent stereo one, and I think that's it rectified there, and worth 79 pence alone, although there's no flipping way I'm paying £40 for the rest of that Fleetwood Mac box set. Anyway, what's happening? People still in our chat? You still in there, people? Good. Phil the Gang's on another channel at 1 a.m. Gee, you can switch over for that if you've had enough. Hobbs in Manchester, legend. Catch him Wednesday nights, riding high in the track source charts right now. Dr. Logic, a very generous man, gave me 15 quid earlier on, which I will surely actually probably spend on storage for some of these massive boxes. Jester 2. And Fool, of course. Everyone tuned in, and was Periscope still ticking away? We had Canteen Run, join us in there, great to have you along. And D Jill 50 and Original Revolution enjoyed the MC50, and Frank 6993. I tell you who I've not played, and it's my birthday show, and I should really play them, and I should really play one of the most kick-ass songs. I should play AC/DC, shouldn't I? perhaps the most kick-ass song ever made? Discuss amongst yourselves. Anaheim, over in Copenhagen, has posted a picture of her cat enjoying the Urban Love House, the rock and roll show. I've got away with cats. They understand the way I would actually would quite happily live the life of a cat, although I don't like those fishy food. Look at, oh, that's a great photo. I'm playing a guitar as well. I look like a proper rock and roll guy, even though I've spent all day inhaling paint fumes, which isn't that rock and roll on your birthday. Actually, maybe it is. Maybe it is. So anyway, thank you for that, Anna. That's splendid. I will like that very much. Follow her on Instagram. She's quite amusing girl. Get in touch. Baxter, I'm a Hound, and Let It Be Rock. Perfect. I would say so. Great stuff. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Baxter. And Martin Lobotomy. And pagan tea parties. What's it all about? Thank you very much for getting in touch. Now, Stan Lee died, right? And he was like the sort of man from Marvel Comics, wasn't he? And I was obsessed with Marvel Comics. As a boy, I saw myself as like a young kind of Spider-Man character. Indeed, I'm also called Peter. Peter Howard, not Peter Parker, but you know, I like to think I had the same way, apart from the whole sticking at walls thing and spider sense and shit. Other than that, very much similar lifestyles. And anyway, I was quite sad that he died, even though he was really old and had a really good life, and he was pretty active right up to the end. But I really struggled. I was trying to think of a song I could play for Stan Lee. You know what I mean? With his amazing Marvel Empire and all these characters and that. It's pretty tricky to think of a song that would fit. Oh, rest in peace, Stan Lee. You are sadly dead, but Joe Perry from Aerosmith is still alive, although he doesn't have the same input into the world of comics and fantasy science fiction, although he might want to try it. Now he's bedridden. He's actually sitting up and stuff, it's fine. Well, that was this week's particularly morbid death feature, which was all about former Marvel Comics Supremo Stan Lee, who died aged 95 this week, with his marvellous creations of superheroes and such like. It's we don't often talk about non-rock deaths in the feature, to be honest. I can't think of the last time I was so caught up about a non-death celebrity was probably when the late great Jeremy Beadle passed on. Let's give him a big hand and a little one too. Anyway, we're talking about superheroes and that, weren't we? excuse me. That was David Bowie there. That goes out to Carla and Lexi and Mars and Mine and to Diane Breedfield over in the Netherlands. You know, people are sharing this across the web. I know you are. You're sharing it on Twitter and Facebook and that, aren't you? Are you not? Well, come on. There's only 25 minutes to go. Share it. And people are doing this, right? Other people. And, you know, there's probably some of the world's leading chocolate executives watching and trying to find out what's happening and what's hip with the young people of the world. And they see me and they think, could this be the new youthful face of Cadbury's Chocolate UK? Look at him waving his Heroes chocolates about. Cadbury's, let's talk. If you give me loads of free chocolate, I'll eat it live on a Friday night if I'm available. Anyway, rock and roll, remember? What's it all about? I don't know. Why don't we check out the Urban Love House Rock and Roll Show and see what he says about it? Alright then, let's do it. Here's the only ones. Another girl, another planet. At Urban Love House or at the Tube, retweet, whatever. Yeah, it was the only ones, featuring Peter Perrott, who's a friend of mine on Facebook, which is a medium I don't actually use that often these days, it's got to be said. So I've just totally broken tractor, so I'm going to have to talk pish for a few minutes, if you don't mind. But I'd like to thank everyone that's been in touch. Now, it's been my birthday today, and I didn't have much on, apart from home decor, and it was a bit grim, to be honest, but you know, you guys all came round, I ate loads of chocolates in front of you, and may potentially vomit live on air, which is something to look forward to if you're sticking about for that. I'm just going to have to do a search for this song because it's totally vanished. It's called I Only Give You Everything, and it is by them, and you put that in Deck A and you press play.
I can give you more than what I've got. I can't expect to get what I have not. summer turns the shades of brown. I try, and I try, but baby, you know that I can only give you everything. I get you to understand, 'cause after all, I am just a man. Stars appear and shadows fall, and when every little flower goes and the birds call, I try, and I try, but baby, you know that I can only give you everything. Cause I don't want to know this life without you. Oh, don't ever go and leave me in this world alone. I'd be like a little child if I was on my own. I try, and I try, but baby, you know that I can only give you everything. Everything, baby. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, and everything.
My love is stronger than dirt, stronger than dirt. My love for you is stronger than dirt, stronger than dirt. My love for you is stronger than dirt, stronger than dirt. You know you never get hurt, 'cause my love is stronger than dirt, stronger than dirt.
So we had them featuring Van Morrison with I Can Only Give You Everything, which the MC50 played during their mind-blowing set last Saturday. And what was that? That was the Mummies with Stronger Than Dirt, which I would have played on Halloween if I'd been arsed doing a show, which I couldn't have been. And I was doing other stuff anyway, because, you know, sometimes I go out. It's not just all staying in on birthdays and that. I'm going to shout out some people who've been in touch. We're going to shout to Melissa over in California. Hope you're doing cool, my dear. And big shout to Nessie Moss. Big shout to Tiffany in Wisconsin. Big shout to Jungle Groove. Big shout to Hega over there in Norway. Yes. Big shout to Cassandra in Canada. Big shout to Mike Tisai in Texas. Big shout to Daryl D down in London. Big shout to Ian Fays. Big shout to Waymo in Somerset. Big shout Big shout out to Jeanette in London, Mal Hombre, Bjorn Victorson in Iceland, Elaine Wu McGregor, Jennifer Canavan in Glasgow, Ruth Ann Shulian, Kirsty Walker, happy birthday to you, my dear, and Nabiko is cool, Clancy, bloody hell, man, Deliciously Twisty, and Mitch Race. That was quite a list, wasn't it? That was Mud Honey with Into Your Shtick. So Fool's running about. She's got her own show on Fool.com, which you can tune in at 1am, which is coincidentally when I finish. Imagine. But yeah, she's in a panic getting ready. Fool, you've had all day. Honestly, I had an hour after the painters left, and I was honestly, I had a sore head of inhaling paint fumes all day, and I've been eating too much chocolate. I feel sick. But you know, it's fine. It's fine. Let's just stay calm, and there'll be a fine, entertaining show with Fool and the Gang live right after this from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I'm going to play a song for Fool. It's called Get Me to the World in Time. It's by the Electric Prunes.
Here I go. Here I go. Oh, you gotta get me to the world on time. You gotta get me to the world on time. The minute you walk in the room, I break into a sweat. My hands begin to shake so bad, can't light
looking toward me and my cool comes all undone. If I could get my feet to move, I turn around and run. My pulse is beating faster, and I'm heading for disaster. Here I go, higher, higher, here I go, higher, higher, here I go. Get me to the world on time. You gotta get me to the world on time. One kiss from you and my whole body starts acting strange. You shake up all my hormones, you put me through a change. This chemical reaction isn't easy to define. You drive me to distraction, you disturb my peace of mind. You got me spinning like a top now, and I don't know how to stop now. Is this what love's all about? Safety, I feel so without wild sensations, sweet frustrations. You get me going and there's no slowing me down. Here I go, oh, here I go, oh, here I go, oh, oh.
Well, that was the Beastie Boys. It's been a fun night, actually. I thought I was having a pretty bad birthday, but actually when you guys all came round, it was cool. Although you fucking hoovered the crisps, didn't you? Bloody hell, there's no one to feed you. Anyway, great to have you along, guys. Big thanks to Hobbs who got me on air tonight. Fantastic scene, Sir Jester 2, Full Ready, Rafe, the Aardvarks just joined us, Dr. Logic, Mars and Mine, Nessie, Stevie Moss, everyone, Arnold Nelson, Anaheim, over in Cocoa. I'm going to leave you one last song, and then you can switch over to Fuel.com, can't you? It's an alternate station, but we love her anyway. Here is Be My Baby by the Ronettes. But first of all, I might not be back next week, by the way, so Merry Christmas just in case. But if not, there's a possibility I may still be on. I'll keep you in touch with that, okay? Here's the Ronettes. Bye.